you look at people a lot differently. It was just a really good class. It was really interesting. I always wanted to show up. Like, I never thought about not going, and I really liked it.
Coming into college from high school was kind of a big transition. I mean, you had to have a lot more responsibility in college and do things yourself more so than relying on other people to tell you your due dates and do your homework.
Any free time you have, don't waste. Definitely do what you need to do and get it done when it needs to be done. Don't play around.
I definitely think my biggest challenge was trying to do homework more at home rather than being in school all day. Like in high school, you're at school from 8 o'clock in the morning till 3. In college, you're not there that long if you set your schedule up like that. So you have to really take the time at home to do your homework.
Friends make a big difference in how you spend your free time, and if you don't choose the right friends, then you can end up spending it not how you want to and not the way to be successful in life.
And do not stress out about everything, because you should have fun while in college too.
I met my best friend in my Spanish class. This summer I'm taking her with me to Peru, and I think it's very exciting because it's her first time going out of the country.
I'm going to say that my work-study job is probably the biggest reason that I do succeed in school as much as I do. It's such a professional environment here, opposed to the past jobs I've had where it's just, making money. Here it's a lot more professional, and it's taught me to be professional, and that's of course important when you're going into something like business.
It's a nice small school, and it's fun, and everybody gets along, and all the teachers are really nice here, and the admissions office, they really help you out with everything.
All you have to do, I'm telling you now, is to follow your instructions and do things that people tell you to do, and there's no way you can fail.
On the road again, going places that I've never been, seeing things that I may never see again. I can't wait to get on the road again.
And for project management or roadway design, I was sort of given management tasks for a Route 460 safety improvement.
It was actually really cool. What you do is you take the rake and you rake it back and forth across the bridge, and you're actually listening as traffic's going by you at 80 miles per hour on 81. You're listening for different sounds in the concrete, and it was really cool because at first I was like, no way. I was like, this is a joke they're planning on the interns. Here, take this rake, take this rake and go over there and listen for sounds in the concrete. I was like, yeah, okay. But as it turns out, you can actually hear differences in the concrete.
They sent us to Buchanan with the backhoe. So all day I was either digging out pipes or Travis was clearing out with the backhoe.
And just in general to build a network, because you just never know. This could be the future, my future employers. And I also got to meet a lot of consultants. So you just never know. Just build those relationships with the people you meet.
This helped me tremendously in my career plans and deciding, what I wanted to do, what route I wanted to take, and how many different opportunities, a degree in a civil engineering degree is going to give me, and how many different routes I can go with it. And it helped me a lot actually getting to speak to practicing engineers and see what they kind of do every day.
We struggle sometimes to get people to want to come work in Southwestern Virginia. Students, if you look at the Virginia Tech students, when they graduate, they want to go to Nova, where they think the money is. They want to go to Tidewater, where they think it's pretty cool. They might even come to Richmond. A lot of times they don't want to stay here. So we thought if we can come down to the community college and work with students who have farmland here, who have family here, who see this as home, that when they finish their studies and we've given them a little introduction to who we are, they might be willing to start their careers here and grow right here, because we need talent out in this part of the state.
I feel as though I was able to contribute to helping this resident who requested it. I feel as though I was able to help her and her brother out in that certain situation. So it really kind of meant something to me to be a part of that.
I can't wait to get on the road again.
I think the advantage of attending Virginia Western is for students to become more independent in a supportive college environment and learn some essential study and note-taking skills that they may not necessarily have obtained at high school.
It's a good transition point between high school and college. He gets some of the things of the college. This is a good-sized community college, so he gets to be around a lot of people and gets to talk to a lot of different professors and a lot of different atmosphere. And then, of course, the cost is good, and then, like I said, it can lead to better things.
I went to community college, and again, I wanted to make sure that this was for them. Make sure they proved to me and themselves they could study. They needed to manage a job part-time to help. And it kind of worked. It worked for all of us because it did give them all that first 2 years to figure out what they wanted to do, including my son, and kept the cost down for the family. And they all contributed.
The counselors here work so greatly with you to make sure that those things do happen. And it's just a good, sound investment.
So you have no need for emergency books?
I think that her teachers really did care and wanted to make sure that she was successful, that she passed her exams and things like that. It also taught her how to ask for help. She needed more testing time, and so once she let that be known, Virginia Western did everything that they could to make sure that she was successful. But she had to ask for help. She had to learn how to be her own advocate because people can't read your mind.
There are so many resources and services that are here at Virginia Western that I'm not sure he would have found at a four-year college or university. The services, support services for students, the resources, the activities are so much more accessible. And I think that faculty and staff really go out of the way to educate students about what things are out there. I think another challenge for him was not knowing how important it is to communicate with his instructors. And so, sometimes students pay the price when they don't formulate that association with their instructor and get to know them, let them know who they are, so that the instructor knows when something is completely out of character for that student. The student to instructor ratio is wonderful, and a lot of students, including my son, do a lot better with the smaller class sizes.
I can talk to my professors, I can ask questions. Biggest advantage is personal relationships with professors and class size.
Other than my mom and my family members and my friends and everyone supporting me, the teachers here have been really supportive as well, and they've really helped me feel like I'm not gonna fail at life. They help me feel like, it's okay. You're gonna get through this, everything's gonna get done, just pay attention, study, do what you need to do, and you'll be fine.
There's a lot of professors who really care about the fact that you are picking up what they're putting down, so to speak. And I'm glad I came here so I could have a personal relationship with all of my professors pretty much. I have meetings with them, occasionally, and it's a really good thing.
But also keep in mind
the most beneficial thing to me, at least, has been the Math Center in the Brown Library. That Math Center has been a lifesaver, because I have a professor who goes through the material pretty fast in math, and if you don't know something, you can ask him about it, and he'll do his best. But we have a 50-minute time slot. He has to go through chapters, and we understand that. So if there was something that he's applying to what we're doing now that I learned in Algebra 2 when I was a junior that I don't remember, you can go to the Math Center, sign in, ask any of the people there what it is that you need help with, and there hasn't been anything I've asked them about that they haven't known. So.
And just relax your mouth for this because I'm doing the front. There you go.
The dental hygiene program is a 2-year program that prepares you to become a registered dental hygienist. You have a wide variety of employment opportunities available. Most graduates will work in private practices, but you also can work in public health, managed care facilities, schools, and sales.
It tickles. I'm so sorry.
Virginia Western graduates have been employed by virtually all private practices in the region, including companies such as Carillion and New Horizons Healthcare. Salaries range from $25 to $35 per hour with benefits, which vary from employer to employer.
Okay. Well, I've got it straight, but you need to line it up now.
The program is fully accredited by the American Dental Association and enables you to take the national, regional, and state board exams.
The Lens Art Show started 2 years ago. It is a STEM endeavor, science, technology, engineering, and math. And what we try to do is move our students out of their comfort zone in their own content. Dual enrollment biology students, dual enrollment statistics students, and our art students at Lord Botetourt High School and the STEM Academy all came together with the endeavor of producing a piece of art that reflected what they were learning about a particular disease. They don't speak the same language, and there is disequilibrium at the beginning, believe me, there is. But as they traverse through this process, they learn to communicate with each other. And the art students teach the biology and the statistics students a little bit of art, what icons mean and what are powerful images versus what is a weaker image. And the statistics people are sitting there helping students when they're pulling epidemiology information offline, saying, well, this is a significant number in relation to other data that they see, or this is not a significant number. And my biology people are always there to say, okay, this is how this disease works, this is what this organ does, this is what this body system does. So collectively, they start to begin to get a more conceptual idea of what that disease is doing in the body. For instance, for this art project, the first thing that the groups of students were supposed to do was come up with a case study, which is something that I typically do in my anatomy and physiology classes here on campus or back at my home school. And a case study would include a patient and molecular cause and epidemiology. And my students feel very comfortable with that. They feel less comfortable getting up in front of their peers and talking about what they learned. And they feel even less comfortable talking about that in a non-scientific arena. However, if they can feel comfortable talking about it in those areas, they tend to have to be required to know more about it. They go deeper. It's not just information that they scanned off the internet, but they're really conceptualizing what that disease means as far as a patient is concerned. And one of the things that we don't do, or I don't do a very good job of in my classroom, especially science classroom, is taking the time to teach the human aspect of science, disease, and how that affects a person, and how to empathize with these sorts of things. And the students will have to do that in order to produce this art, because that's one of the requirements for the actual art product, is to talk about how this disease will affect a patient personally and in their, within their caregiver or their family area, and then globally how it affects them. What I get out of it is a way for me to redirect and reshape my curriculum every year. I'm a big proponent of STEM education. I don't think that we learn science effectively just in the science classroom. Our students are going to have to go out and communicate with other students, and we don't know where we're going to find a home. We don't know where we're going to land as far as our employment opportunities are concerned. I think they get an experience from it that they would normally not get in just a mainstream science classroom. It really makes them hone their communication skills, not with just their peers, but displaying something to the public. And these are those 21st century working skills that we're really trying to instigate and cultivate. So when these students graduate from Virginia Western or wherever they're going, they'll have a really good idea of what their job is going to require and have the means to do that.
Okay, hold on. Be patient. Hold on, hold on. Go ahead and let's open it back up. Okay. I don't want to convince people to come into culinary school because culinary arts, it is a brutal business. It is high pressure, long hours. It is a dog-eat-dog world. It really is. And you really have to fight your way to the top. Don't burn yourself. Go ahead. More batter. The cooking shows over the last decade or so have kind of been a double-edged sword for culinary arts because it's really sparked a great interest in culinary arts, but it doesn't portray a realistic picture. So I get students that come in here that can't believe they've got to put their hair up, that they're going to break a sweat, that they're going to get dirty, that they've got to stay on their feet, they don't get a cigarette break, you know, because we teach in this program reflective of the industry. And that's how it is in this industry. It's a very tough industry. Looks great. Very nice. You know, we've only been here 7 years, and for 7 years, I think we've grown a lot, and I think we've only gotten better. When our program started, we were hoping to have 50 students, and we had 89. So we immediately, you know, started with more than we expected. Currently, we have around 200 or so students that have declared their major in culinary arts. You have to declare your major in order to take culinary classes, mainly because we don't have room. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife and you're going to come in where the membrane is, each line, and you're going to come in as a V, the shape of the section itself. We actually offer 3 different things. We offer an associate's degree in culinary arts, we offer a career study certificate in culinary arts, and then we offer a career study certificate in baking and pastry. So for the culinary arts, basically, I usually tell people who are interested in making this a career, that they really think this is what they want to do with their future, to come in and get the degree. I have a lot of students who come in, they already have degrees, maybe in nutrition or things like that, and they just want to hone their cooking skills. Those people I recommend take the career study certificate. All the classes in the career study certificate are also in the degree. So if you come in and take the career study certificate and then you decide, oh, I want to keep doing this, then all of those classes will transfer and you can get your degree in 1 more year. I have students that come from Hillsville, Wytheville, Galax, Lynchburg. I had a student that came from South Boston. So they really do come the distance to attend our school. And we seem to be hearing a lot more positive feedback from the restaurant community, from the people that are hiring our students. You know, 3 or 4 years ago, I could name maybe a handful of places where I knew students worked. Today, I could stand here for 30 minutes and just go on and on about our students and where they're all working, whether it's downtown or even just other restaurants on the other side of the city, things like that. We're not just teaching people to read a recipe or, you know, to cook food, but it's the whole professionalism that goes along with it, the management, the teamwork, the hard work, the sticking to it and the perseverance. So we teach all of that. We can start stuffing the crepes and rolling them. But also, you know, we're trying to produce culinarians that are going to basically, you know, us chefs get old and we die, and so someone has to come in and take our place. Oh, did we put the cayenne away? Can you grab me the cayenne pepper, please? When I got into this industry over 30 years ago, you became a chef and you either worked in a restaurant 80 hours a week, you had a heart attack by 40 and you were done, or you worked in a hotel and did even twice as many hours. But today, culinary is everywhere. You've got research and development. You can go work for Stouffer's and research and develop their TV dinners. You can do catering. You can do cruise ships, airlines, embassies and government buildings now do food service. So before, food service was, you know, all those hours. You had no social life. You worked morning, noon, and night, weekends, holidays. But it's not like that anymore in all aspects. In healthcare, if you get into healthcare, you get weekends off. You don't work nights. Catering, you know, you get the slow part of the year. You might have 3 months where you don't work at all. So there's a lot of different facets now of culinary arts. And that, to me, really opens a bigger doorway for people. But that'll be about the size we want, just little silver dollars. We do feel that we're the best culinary school in this region. And it's not to put anybody down or what they're doing, but we just feel very strongly about what we're doing and how we're teaching the students, what we're teaching the students, and how we're really working and striving to teach them to become professionals. If you don't like it, no one will be offended, but you do have to try everything.
remember that it was the eye, ear, nose, and throat hospital for many years. We're turning this into a business accelerator to support growing local entrepreneurial companies. Our partnership is with Virginia Western Community College, the Virginia Western Community College Educational Foundation, the Commonwealth, as I mentioned, through the Governor's Grant, Carilion Clinic, the Economic Development Authority of the City of Roanoke, as well as the Roanoke-Blacksburg Technology Council.
The transformation of the Gill Building into the home for not only the RAMP program, but also Virginia Western Community College's downtown campus for business and entrepreneurial courses, as well as the regional intersection for technology company mentorship and access to capital, would not have happened without the unique partnership between Virginia Western Community College, the City of Roanoke, and the Roanoke-Blacksburg Technology Council. So I'd like to particularly salute Dr. Bobby Sandel, President of Virginia Western, Chris Morrow, Roanoke City Manager, and Jonathan Witt, President and CEO of Roanoke-Blacksburg Technology Council, for their respective leadership roles and the tremendous resources they have supplied to this effort. The lack of a regional accelerator program was identified in the Roanoke-Blacksburg Innovation Network study as being one of the major gaps in our entrepreneurial ecosystem. For several years now, potential homes for the accelerator have been vetted. We feel the Gill Building is a perfect location to run RAMP and to serve as home for RBTC staff and Virginia Western's business and entrepreneurial classroom offerings.
I've been proud to be a part of this project, and I look forward to the significant impact that RAMP will make in Roanoke and in this region. As you heard what Greg said, this can be a dynamic catalyst to make things happen. We had a dream, as they say, and today, as the demolition begins inside this building, we are starting to see reality come to fruition. So things are happening, and we're making them happen. Our goal is to bring Virginia Western to you, to wherever it is most convenient, where the training and education is most relevant to you and your employees. But all of this today would not be possible without one critical thing, and this is the key: cooperation. Cooperation, people working together to make things happen. We can't let our homegrown talent leave for Austin or Silicon Valley. With RAMP, we can draw on our own talent to mentor and accelerate the growth of these promising new companies. Look around today. Just look around and you can see the breadth of the cooperation. We have representatives from higher education, healthcare, local government, and private businesses all working together.
While we've had some great announcements about companies moving to the Valley and investing millions in the last couple of months, Deschutes, Ballast Point, and Eldor, just to mention a few of them, I believe really our investments in nurturing these homegrown companies and assisting them to accelerate their growth will have an even greater impact on our economy in the long run.
Companies will apply to participate in RAMP, which stands for Regional Acceleration Mentoring Program. This program's model is based on best practices that's garnered from existing successful business accelerators and will initially focus on accelerating 3 to 5 technology-focused companies per year. Companies accepted into RAMP will work closely with multiple mentors during an intensive 3 to 4 month boot camp for founders that's designed to focus on building, testing, improving, validating product market fit, and launching their product or project for the market.
Now make no mistake, this is a complicated and I admit somewhat risky project we are undertaking. But isn't entrepreneurship all about taking risk? Sometimes we need to step out in order to move the community truly forward. Virginia Western stepped out of its comfort zone on this initiative to assist in making this region a unique and positive place for entrepreneurial endeavors to take place.
Information technology is a part of our daily lives, whether it's using an app on your phone, searching for a recipe on your laptop, or storing company data. Every company or organization needs IT, so somebody needs to assess their needs, design their systems, write the code, build a network, develop and run websites, design apps, and make sure that this entire enterprise is secure. Here at Virginia Western, we offer you an associate's degree of applied science with specializations in networking, cybersecurity, web programming, and also database and programming. For those who already have a degree but need to update their skills, we offer career study certificates in those specializations, as well as help desk support. The Roanoke-Blacksburg area has a huge requirement for IT personnel. The Bureau of Labor Statistics is expecting an increase of around 1 million jobs for the IT sector by the year 2024, with starting salaries in or around $50,000 upwards. Interested? For further information, please contact Dr. Diane Wolfe, Professor of Information Technology, at dwolfe@virginiawestern.edu.
On behalf of the Virginia Western Community College Local Advisory Board, I'd like to welcome you to this inaugural unveiling of presidential portraits, honoring the 4 presidents who have led Virginia Western's success over the past 50 years. As Virginia Western celebrates 50 years, it's fitting that we pay tribute to the presidents whose dedication to student success have made Virginia Western the premier institution of higher education, continuing education, and workforce development that it is today.
It's a wonderful day for me for nostalgia. When I drove up, I was thinking of the old days that I was here. Dr. Sandel presents the college now as it is, but you think back to '81, it wasn't that way because in terms of acceptance, you know, it wasn't, community colleges even in '80 were not the redheaded stepchild, but they were the new kid on the block. And there was some skepticism, I think a lot of admiration, a lot of interest, but there was skepticism about what are they going to do and what is it going to cost.
This is an exciting day. This college started in JIC in 1966. So this is 50 years, 2016. And Virginia Western Community College was the first community college of the 23 community colleges. We take pride in that. Of the 12,500 students, a third of those students are here. They come here to transfer. They want to come here to transfer to a 4-year college. That's probably been some of our phenomenal growth. About a third of the students do that. Seamless transfer. If you look at Tech and Radford and Roanoke College and Hollins and Ferrum and those other schools, their number 1 transfer institution is Virginia Western. They get the largest number of transfer students from us. But that is not, that's a highlight of what we do, but it's not our main mission. Our main mission are the other 2/3 of our students that we work to get them the skills and talents they need and competencies they need to be competitive in the workforce and to get jobs. Eldor Corporation from Italy, one of the main things they said this, and you know, you pay $1 million for somebody else to say it beside yourself. They said one of the main reasons they came to the Roanoke Valley was because of Virginia Western and our mechatronics program. And then the Deschutes Brewery came aboard right after that, and they said one of the main reasons they came to the Roanoke Valley was because of Virginia Western and the mechatronics program, which is geared toward manufacturing. Charles, one thing you and I need to realize is that of the 50 years, you and I have been here 35 of the 50. So 35 of the 50. Charles served 20 years at Virginia Western before I came. Time goes by. The 15 years have flown by, and it's been an exciting time. The Roanoke Valley is the place to be.
Over the last 50 years, Virginia Western
At this time, if you will join me as we go to the Lord in prayer. Our Father, we thank you for each of these students, the accomplishments they have achieved during their tenure at Virginia Western. Education has always been important to you, for your word tells us to guard our education and to not let it go. Every student here now has another resource available to them to better their lot and to make a difference in this world. We would ask that you use each of them with their unique personalities, hearts, passions, experiences, and educations to make this world a better place, and that each learner before us today would never cease to be a learner, but always remaining humble and teachable, constantly growing as you continue to open doors of opportunities for them. Lastly, as they demonstrate their good stewardship of your gifts, may you grant each of them the desires of their hearts, and that while they will justifiably hear from many of their supporters today how proud we all are of their accomplishments, may they always endeavor to hear those words of affirmation from you. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. In the name of our Father, we pray, amen. Please stand with me today in respect as the Patrick Henry High School Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard posts the flag and Crystal Labrie sings the national anthem. Please either place your hand over your heart or, if you are a veteran, salute. Thank you.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came proof through the night that our flag was still there.
will everyone please be seated? Members of the Local Advisory Board, Educational Foundation Board, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, and students, welcome to the 2017 Commencement Exercises of Virginia Western Community College. I am Dr. Robert H. Sandel, College President. Graduates, our purpose for being here tonight is to give recognition and honor for your accomplishments. Commencement is the highlight of the academic year for me, but it is not my day. This is your day. This is your day. I am honored to be here to celebrate your achievements. This also marks a special time for Virginia Western, as it is the culmination of our 50th anniversary celebration. Virginia Western was the first community college in the Commonwealth of Virginia, opening its doors to students in 1966. As you watch all our 2017 graduates cross the stage, imagine how many people from our community have been positively impacted by this college in the past 50 years. We hope to continue to support and to drive the Roanoke region to even greater achievements over the next 50 years. Now I would like to introduce our platform guest. Please stand when I call your name and remain standing until all have been recognized. Audience, please hold your applause until everyone is acknowledged. Members of the Virginia Western Local Board that are present: Joshua Johnson, Vice Chair representing Roanoke City; Dr. Greg Kalo representing Roanoke County; Ed Hall representing the Virginia Western Educational Foundation Board of Directors. Also seated on the platform are Dr. Angela Falconetti, Vice President of Institutional Advancement; Dr. Marlon Hayward, Vice President of Workforce Development Services; Lisa Ridpath, Vice President of Financial and Administrative Services; Dr. Elizabeth Wilmer, Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs; Jennifer Pittman, Associate Vice President of Human Resources; Deborah Yancey, Dean of Business Technology and Trades; Carol Graham, Dean of Health Professions; Amy Angiano, Dean of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences; Amy White, Dean of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics; Lori Baker, Dean of Student Services; Christopher Porter, Dean of Learning Resources; Rochelle Kudlick-Jones, Dean of Institutional Effectiveness; Pastor Tom McCracken, and Speaker Christopher Morrow. Also on the platform is our Faculty Marshal, Dr. Mary Lorich. This year marks the 30th in which Dr. Lorich has been involved with our commencement ceremonies, and she has served our college for 38 years. We thank her for years of dedication to Virginia Western. Let's give Mary Lorich a great hand. We also have special guests in the audience that include my wife, Jane Sandel, our Emeritus Award recipients, Ellen Holtman and Arletha Butler, and their families. Y'all stand up. Faculty Marshal Mary Lorich's family. Audience, please give them a hand, and you may be seated. Now I ask that all Virginia Western faculty and staff please stand. I would like everyone in the audience and attendance to see those faculty and staff members who make Virginia Western a focused and committed institution. A college is only as good as its foundation, and the foundation of Virginia Western is this outstanding, talented group you see before you at this time. These people, they make the difference each day in our students' lives. Audience, please join me in commending each of them for a job well done. Thank you, faculty. Please be seated. This ceremony is truly about our students and celebrating their achievements. So at this time, I'd like to invite a student representative, Kristen Bailey, to the podium to offer greetings. We are fortunate at Virginia Western to have many high-achieving students who don't focus just on their studies, but they also get involved with the college community as well. Kristen has been a fantastic student leader at the college through her involvement in Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. She has been recognized through some of the most significant academic scholarships in the state. We are fortunate to have Kristen demonstrating the high qualities of students who attend Virginia Western. Please join me in welcoming her to the platform.
Thank you, Dr. Sandel, and thank you to the Virginia Western Local Advisory Board and the Virginia Western Educational Foundation Board. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2017 Virginia Western Community College Commencement Ceremony. I am thrilled to stand before you tonight and tell you a little about the incredible journey that me and my fellow graduates have just completed. I owe so much to community college. I would not be standing here as a college graduate without Virginia Western. In fact, none of us would be here before you today. When I began my journey as a homeschool student transitioning to college, I was uncertain, nervous, confused, scared, and even petrified to start this new chapter of life. Although it's been a challenge at times, all of those initial fears I held were quickly put to rest. You see, the best part about Virginia Western Community College is that little word, community. I've had the pleasure of being a part of a diverse and beautiful student population. I've gotten to know so many inspiring individuals who have proved to me that anything really is possible. Virginia Western has had a huge impact on my life, and I am so thankful for the opportunity I've been given to pursue my goals. Everyone graduating here tonight has had important people who have helped them along the way, whether they are parents, family, friends, faculty, or staff at Virginia Western. I would like to thank some of the individuals who have made my journey possible. My professors have made such an incredible investment and impact in my life. Thank you to my club advisors, Jennifer Kurtz, Elizabeth Browning, Adam O'Neill, and Joshua Sheeler. Thank you to Courtney Yeager and Debbie LaRocca for all of your assistance with admissions and for always sharing a smile. I would also like to thank my See You at the Pulse Bible Study Club members and Phi Theta Kappa officer team. Both of these groups have become like family during these past years. Finally, a huge thank you goes to my family, and especially to my sister, best friend, and often confused twin. Carol Ann and I started at Virginia Western at the same time, and I'm so blessed to have my best friend continue with me on this journey. Thank you to everyone who has made this graduation ceremony possible. I and so many others are forever grateful.
Thank you, Kristen, and congratulations. What an outstanding young student. Now it is my pleasure to resume a tradition at Virginia Western of awarding administrative faculty, teaching faculty, and classified staff emeritus designations. We are proud to bestow this designation to retired administrators, faculty, and staff who have made a significant contribution to the college. The administrative faculty emeritus designation is hereby awarded to Jim Porthras. Unfortunately, Jim could not be here tonight, but we know he wishes that he was. Jim served Virginia Western for 23 years as a faculty member, as the Dean of the School of Business, Engineering, and Technology, and as Vice President of Workforce Development Services. His leadership and dedication was integral to the college during a period of great growth. Our teaching faculty emeritus this year is Ellen Hopeman, who taught biology at Virginia Western for 19 years. And what a special lady she is. Her students and her peers have lauded her ability to bring science to life in the real world. Today, we honor her career as an outstanding professor. Please come on up, Ellen. Give Ellen a nice hand. The Classified Staff Emeritus Award this year is presented to Arletha Butler, who served as an administrative specialist at Virginia Western for only 43 years. During her time at Virginia Western, Arletha was a constant positive force, helping everyone from students to faculty and staff. Thank you, Arletha, for all you did for Virginia Western. Please come up to accept your award. Virginia Western is so blessed to have such outstanding folks who dedicate so much of their time and their life to making a difference in student lives. And I really appreciate these folks for what they do and what they have done. Our speaker tonight has made a huge impact on the Roanoke region in a short time period. As Roanoke City Manager from 2010 to this year, Christopher Morrow led initiatives to support education and grow the local economy. And what a difference this gentleman has made to this region. What a class act he is. Chris was integral in supporting businesses such as Deschutes Brewery, Eldor Corporation, and Ballast Point to the region. He supported the growth of Virginia Tech's Carilion School of Medicine, the Roanoke River Greenway System, and Elmwood Park Amphitheater, and that's just to name a few. He has also worked with Virginia Western on a number of important economic projects, such as the RAMP Business Accelerator. You may have heard that Chris recently took the position as Executive Director and CEO of the Government Finance Officers Association in Chicago. He is leaving Roanoke, and this is very important, he is leaving Roanoke in a much better place than when he arrived. In a much better place than when he arrived. And we have been fortunate to have him as a leader of this region. Please join me in giving Chris a hand.
Good evening. My good friend and colleague, President Sandel, distinguished faculty, families, and of course, the soon-to-be graduates of Virginia Western. Thank you for the distinct honor to be here with you on this special day. I know you've worked hard to be sitting here. Maybe you are the first person in your family to receive a degree, or you work nights and weekends to pay for your education. Or perhaps you have children at home that you helped with their homework before you did your own. I'm sure there are many obstacles you have had to overcome to earn this diploma, and now it's our time to honor you. So it's my pleasure to be here with you today to celebrate your accomplishments and to share a few thoughts about our region and your role in its future. You will find that there are experiences in your life that impact how you approach your career, view the world, and live your life. They may be profound events like the birth of a child, graduating from college, or perhaps the loss of a friend. Or it could be something simple, a seemingly mundane event, but one that has a tremendous impact on you. I want to share with you one of those experiences which I had during my early years as Roanoke City Manager. So a few months after beginning my new position, I received an email from one of our citizens. She was writing me to praise the incredible difference that one of our employees made in her son's and her family's life. And she went on to tell me that at 2 years old, her son was not speaking. So she brought him in for a checkup. The doctor looked him over and said, there's really nothing physically wrong with him. He is what's called speech delayed. And the doctor recommended to pay attention to this child because something is going to spark his interest. He will see something that will light up his eyes, and he's going to want to use words. Several months pass, and the little boy's still not talking. The mother's getting concerned. However, she realizes that every Wednesday morning, the little boy is up at the windowsill at the front of his house, just excited as can be, jumping up and down with his eyes real wide. And so she wonders what's going on. Well,
it just happens that Wednesday is trash day in their neighborhood. And they have a fully automated service. It's when the big truck has a driver and it has an arm and it grabs the trash and throws it in. Well, her son is fascinated by this trash truck. So the next week, she takes him by the hand and they walk to the curb so he can see it up close. Well, our trash truck driver notices this little boy and his mom there. He waves, he toots the horn, picks up the trash, and goes on. Well, next week, when the little boy and his mom are on the curb again, he stops the truck, he gets out, he gets down on one knee, and he talks to the little boy and explains what's happening. Well, the little boy's so excited that later that day, he uses his first words to tell his family about this trash truck driver. This goes on for several months, and the driver and the little boy become buddies. The driver even gives him his own little toy trash truck so he can play with it when it's not trash day. And as their friendship continues, the little boy moves from words to sentences to being fully caught up on his speech. Fast forward a couple of years, the little boy is now in preschool, and they have Dress as Your Hero Day. Well, the other kids dress as superheroes or famous athletes or historical figures, but the little boy has another hero. His mom makes him his very own little tiny City of Roanoke Public Works uniform, because that trash truck driver was his hero, and he wears it proudly to school that day. Now, I share this story with you because it demonstrates that we all have an opportunity to make a difference. Who would think that a guy driving a trash truck could have such an impact? I know how valuable his work is, because in my job, we need to pick up the trash, or neighborhoods, get blighted, and it's a public health issue. But I think many people would take him for granted. But the reality is that no matter what our work, what we do in life, we have an opportunity to make a difference for an individual or for a community. But to do that, we need to be aware. We live in a time of distraction with Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and all the other apps that are available. Now, these new tools can provide wonderful ways for us to stay connected with friends and family, and to learn and to stay informed. In fact, I think your fluency in technology, because for many people like me, technology is a second language. We're not fluent. But your fluency can be transformational for the organizations where you are employed. And I encourage you to think of ways to use your knowledge of technology to foster collaboration and to connect people together. Now, while technology and social media can be positive, as we know that it can also be very isolating. So use your devices, explore, share, and connect, and then put them down and be aware of the people and the places around you, like that trash truck driver. When you are with your friends, be with your friends and enjoy their company. And when you are alone at the end of the day, put your phones down, let your mind relax, and think of things for which you are truly grateful. Maybe a word of encouragement that you heard from a colleague that day, a thank you from someone you helped, or a beautiful sunset over the mountains. Don't be so distracted that you forget we live in a beautiful, welcoming, and supportive community. The 21st century world is not only distracting, it is also complex and volatile. The global, national, and local economies are rapidly changing, and often in unpredictable and uncertain ways. The inevitability of change brings good news and bad news to you as graduates of Virginia Western. I'll start with the bad news first, and that is that the skills you have learned and at which you have become so proficient may not be needed sometime in the future. You may be replaced by a robot. Probably not what you want to hear from your graduation speaker, but that is the harsh reality of technological advancement. And we can't deny it. Denial is not a career strategy, it's a river in northern Africa. However, there is good news, so don't despair. And the good news is you are uniquely prepared to succeed in the 21st century because you already know the resources and connections you need to adapt to a rapidly changing workplace. And they are right here at Virginia Western, a unique institution of higher learning. What sets Virginia Western apart is that, unlike many colleges and universities, it can be nimble and flexible in developing degree programs and certificates that meet the changing needs of industry, government, and the nonprofit community. And it not only serves your needs, but also those of the regional economy. It is a key asset for economic development. Demonstrated recently by a successful recruitment of Deschutes Brewery and Eldor, an Italian auto parts advanced manufacturer, which both cited Virginia Western's programs as a major key to their decision making. So thank you for being part of that. It's great to see the economy grow. And as the economy continues to change, you'll need new skills to compete. You know exactly where to go to obtain them. Virginia Western Community College. Under President Sandel's leadership, I believe this institution is one that serves its students and communities' needs more proactively and strategically than its peers in Virginia or elsewhere in the nation. And I am confident that Virginia Western will continue to adapt, to understand the skills needed by area businesses, and to build programs that respond to the demands of the new economy. This institution is up to the challenge. Now are you? Recognizing Virginia Western as a key asset is one part of the equation you need for success in the future. The other is completely up to you. To succeed in this ever-changing economy, you must adopt a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. A growth mindset means that you are committed to being a lifelong learner, to being interested in the people and the world around you, which will ensure that you can grow and compete as workplaces rapidly evolve. You know, throughout my career, I've run across ambitious colleagues, spending a great deal of time trying to be interesting, very much into their titles, talking about their skills, their degrees, and their successes. Instead of this quest to be interesting, I encourage you to be interested in your colleagues' successes, interested in best practices in your profession, interested in how you can better serve your customers and communities. I have found that people who invest their time and talents in being interested rather than interesting are sought out by others. They become the people with lasting influence and true leaders in their organizations, and the ones who land on their feet after the inevitable setbacks that we will all face. So, I am optimistic about both your career opportunities and the skills you will bring to your organizations and to your communities. I believe that even with the many challenges you face in today's job market, you absolutely made the right decision to invest in your education, especially because you chose to pursue your degree here at Virginia Western Community College. I encourage you to stay connected to the friends and colleagues you have met here. They can become lifelong supporters and advisors. Adopt and nurture a growth mindset. Be inquisitive and interested in those around you. And don't allow yourself to be distracted from the truly important things in your life, from your family, your friends, and your colleagues. Like the trash truck driver who helped the little boy, be aware and take time to personally connect with others. We can all make our workplaces, communities, and the world a better place to live and grow. And so let's start today by recognizing your great accomplishment. It is my honor to congratulate you on this great achievement, graduating from Virginia Western University. So now, take a few selfies in your caps and gowns, give each other a hug, and then take time to celebrate your successes with friends and family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. We appreciate your support of Virginia Western for the past 7 years, and I know you will do great things in your new role. He's a natural leader, and he'll make a real difference wherever he is. Now I'd like to recognize several special people and groups here tonight. First, I wish to have members of the Virginia Western Local Advisory Board stand again. Please stand. Thank you for your support and leadership. Will the members of the Virginia Western Educational Board also please stand? Thank you for helping make college possible for so many of our students. You may be seated. The following faculty and staff members have retired or are retiring. Their service will always be remembered. I invite the individuals who are present this evening to please stand when their respective name is called. Annette Meyer and Mike Greer. If they're here, please stand. We thank you for what you've done at our college, and we wish you only great success in the future. So thanks for what you've done for Virginia Western. We have many outstanding graduates tonight, including several special groups. I would ask that the following students stand as a group and be recognized. Please hold your applause until all groups are announced. The student marshals for tonight's ceremony who have been selected from among this graduating class for their outstanding academic achievement are Molly Austin, Eve Green, Jason Ketzer, and Megan Perdue. Would you all please stand? Okay. Continue standing. I got some more students to go. In addition to the student marshal, these students also graduate with a 4.0 grade average, and I want them to stand and remain standing. Molly Suzanne Austin, Patrick Earl Benoist, Montana Joseph Brogan, Valerie Lynn Buhner, Shane Lewis Campbell, Campbell Page Canfield, Aaron Nicholas Clark, Braden Matthew Doran, Anna Lucille Falls, Hannah Lee Gibson, Eve Nicole Green, Jacqueline Guzman, Lauren Melissa Hall, Diane Michelle Hammy, David Joseph Kreling, William Carter Lawrence, Whitney N. Logan, Megan Nicole Perdue, Mark Andrew Flager, Justin Schuyler Roheisen, got me, thank you. Thanks, Justin. Kaylee Morgan Wyman. All right, hold tight. I also wish for members of the following special groups to stand. Phi Theta Kappa, would all of y'all stand? Kappa Beta Delta, would y'all stand? Kappa Beta Delta. Lambda Nu, please stand. Phi Beta, please stand. Salute National Veterans Honor Society, would they please stand? All our veterans, please stand. A lot of them, please stand. Keep standing. Dual enrollment graduates, these students have earned associate degrees or certificates while taking college-level classes during high school. They finished all of their associate degree and high school. They're going to graduate from high school in Virginia Western the same week. Will they please stand? And finally, Virginia Western Educational Foundation Scholarship and Community College Access Program recipients, would you please stand? Come on, stand up. Audience, please give these students a nice hand. Students, please be seated. All right, we're getting there now. This is the time for which everyone has been waiting. Are you ready? All right. This is where our graduates truly take center stage with the conferring of degrees. At this time, Dr. Elizabeth Wilmer, Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs, will present the candidates for graduation. Elizabeth, please come forward.
Honors announced this evening are based on a 4.0 grade point system and overall academic achievement at Virginia Western Community College. The honors recognized are cum laude, which means with honor, for students who have at least a 3.2 grade point average. Magna cum laude, which means with high honor, for students who have at least a 3.5 grade point average. And summa cum laude, which means with highest honors, for students with a 3.8 or higher grade point average. Introducing tonight's graduates are Deborah Yancey, Dean of Business, Technologies, and Trades, Carol Graham, Dean of Health Professions, Amy Anguiano, Dean of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, and Amy White, Dean of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. Graduates, please come forward as your names are called.
Associates of Science degree in Business Administration, Wyatt Ashby Abshire, cum laude. Ahmed Abuzad. Hunter Chase Akers. William Thomas Copes II. Datasia DeQuincia Cunningham. Danielle Haley Dennis, magna cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Ashley Blake English. Jessica Garcia. Brandy Lynn Graham, summa cum laude. Leanne Morgan Hendricks. Brian Wayne Johnson, cum laude. Joshua Stephen Metz, magna cum laude, also a certificate in general education. Dwayne Lamont Morrell, cum laude. Zane Alexander Meister. Bradley Melvin Knoll. Bridge Hasmudbi Padatia, summa cum laude. Berard Bardavijay Padatia, magna cum laude. Sweta H. Patel, also a certificate in general education. Mackenzie True Patton. Mercy Rose Plum, magna cum laude, also a certificate in general education. Heather Ann Smith. Stephanie Roy Strom. Josephine Ann Williford. Associate's degree of Applied Science in Accounting, Travis Michael Argbright, cum laude. Virginia Lee Clifton, cum laude. Tasha Yvonne Drennan, cum laude. Eric Dwayne Richardson, Sr. Candy Louise Stanley. Associates of Applied Science degree in Administrative Management Technology, Jordan Taylor Curran, also a certificate in Administrative Professional. Carol Ann Webb, Associate of Applied Science degree in Administrative Management Technology with a specialization in Medical Administrative Management. Amanda Lynn Sowers Black. Shamika Lynette Leggins, magna cum laude. Sherelle A. Page, cum laude, also a certificate in Administrative Professional. Associate of Applied Science degree in Culinary Arts, Devon Taylor Augusto. Aaron Mallory Coonrad. Miranda Shea Goff, also a career studies in Culinary Arts. Gregory Todd Harrell, cum laude, also a career studies in Culinary Arts. Martin Lorenzo Hawkins, also a career studies in Culinary Arts, baking and pastry. Brandy Nicole Houchins. Thomas Scott LaPrade, cum laude, also a career studies in Culinary Arts. Levi Scott Madsen, magna cum laude, also a career studies in Culinary Arts. Gregory Allen Morin, magna cum laude, also a career studies, Culinary Arts, baking and pastry. Aaron Lloyd Ned, cum laude. Cassidy Alexandria Peters, cum laude, also a career studies in Culinary Arts. Samantha Nicole Yates, summa cum laude, also a career studies, Culinary Arts, baking and pastry, as well as Entrepreneurship Plus. Associate of Applied Science degree in Information System Technology. Alex M. Gualberto, magna cum laude. James William Northern, also a career studies in Network and Security Administration. Associate of Applied Science degree in Database and Programming Developing Specialization. Christopher Dean Bateson, cum laude. Simon Kendi, cum laude, also a career studies in Database and Programming Developer. Christopher Adam Lee, also a career studies in Database and Programming Developer. Adrian Hernandez Martinez, Associate of Applied Science degree in Network and Security Administration specialization. Kyle James McCormick, summa cum laude, with a career studies in Network and Security Administration. Associate of Applied Science degree in Management, Robert Curtis Abgar. Eve Nicole Green, summa cum laude. Latoya Vachelle Hancock, summa cum laude, also with an Associates of Applied Science degree in Accounting. Jean Markinson Allaire. Krista Wynne Johnson, cum laude. Zachary Wayne Noel. Rachel Ann Ostrom. Jonathan A. Seacrest, cum laude. Angel Kimcherry Simmons, cum laude, also a Career Studies and Entrepreneurship Plus. Marcy Lynn Smith. Isaac Spencer Vaughn. David Keenan Wall, magna cum laude. Christopher Adam Zane, summa cum laude, also a Career Studies in Advanced Technology and Mechatronics. Associate of Applied Science degree in Management with Human Resource Management specialization, Caitlin Marie Kleinbell. Brittany Lynette Finney. Rhonda J. Merchant. Rebecca M. Knoll. Associate of Applied Science degree in Management with a Marketing specialization, Sean Austin Fry, also an Associates of Science degree in General Studies and a Certificate in General Education. Associate of Applied Science degree in Paralegal Studies, Heather Michelle Baker. Emily Renee Bryant, cum laude. Cindy L. Cook. Kayla Elizabeth Greer, magna cum laude. Jacob Nicole Holmes, magna cum laude. Weldon Spencer Merchant, Jr. A Certificate in Administrative Professionals, Rosalie A. DeStefano, magna or cum laude. Jennifer Ann McCandless, magna cum laude. Certificate in Electronic Medical Records Management, Linda Ivada Barrett, magna cum laude. Chantel Renee Harrison. Career Studies Certificate in Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, Kojo Amin Yaglo. Isaiah Franco, Jr. Grandon Lewis Graybill. Raul Alberto Hernandez Armas. Cody Jason Ryan. Career Studies Certificate in Automotive Analysis and Repair, Alexander John Lee Bradford. Montana Joseph Brogan. Matthew Dean Caldwell. Chabi DeMol. Braden Matthew Doran. Hannah Lee Gibson. Sean Thomas Hammond. Jacob Wayne Jones. Locke Kadaria. Dominique A. Kitt. Daniel Joseph Kellering. William Carter Lawrence. Mark Christopher Patterson. Mark Andrew Flagler. Aaron Dawson Terry. Career Studies Certificate in Culinary Arts, Tracy Lynn Giordano. Rosemary Elizabeth Keating. Lee Ann Rogowski. Career Studies Certificate in Culinary Arts, Baking and Pastry, Denise Candy Beebe, also a Career Studies in Culinary Arts. Ellen Marie Franco. Jason Y. Frank. Faris Haddam Muhammad Nazar. Eric Dwayne Richardson Jr. Carrie Ann Shepard. Career Studies Certificate in Desktop Support Technician, Alan L. Woods. Career Studies Certificate in Electrical Wiring, Noah Tyler Beckner. Jeremiah T. Johnson. Justin Matthew Lawrence. A Career Studies Certificate in Entrepreneurship Plus, Ryan Matthew Tucker. A Career Studies Certificate in Health Records Coding, Sherelle Etoria Barnett. Also a Career Studies Certificate in Health Information Management, Electronic Medical Records Management. Kia Adrice Brown. Brandy Carol Ciccarella. Shelley Mae Clausen. Kelly Lynn Foster. Diane Michelle Heim. Belinda Jean Johnston. Whitney N. Logan, also a Career Studies Medical Office Specialist. Thomasine Lara McQueen. Kayla Celeste Murphy. Hannah Andre Alina Murray. Lauren Tamara Nepper. Dawn Burks Pryor. Ashley L. Saunders. Gwendolyn A. Sophia. Also a Career Studies in Medical Office Specialist. Danielle Nicole Sigmund, also a Career Studies Certificate in Medical Office Specialist. Shaquita Renee Smith. Megan Ashley Stewartson. Beverly K. Stover. Trina Lee Tampa. Christine Marissa Witchell. Career Studies Certificate in Horticulture Technology, Eric Edward Bowling. Valerie Lynn Buhner. Sarah Jo Carter. Danielle Lynette Trail. Career Studies Certificate in Maintenance Technology, Patrick Carnway. Career Studies Certificate in Medical Office Specialist, Lachey Kiera Battle. Career Studies Certificate in Network and Security Administration, Stephen Joseph Morrow. Career Studies Certificate in Welding and Metal Processing, Kyle Dean Jones. Jada Michaela Lundy. Miguel Rodriguez Carpin. James Walton Scott. Jake Lee Simpson. Jeremy Christopher Stockton. Tristan McDaniel Wees.
Associate of Science degree in Science, Dietetics, and Nutrition Specialization, Marissa Rose McNew, cum laude. Also with certificate in General Education. Associate of Applied Science degree in Dental Hygiene, Ashley Nicole Altice, cum laude. Addie Marie Anders. Jessica Danielle Bass. Kara Macy Coffey. Karina Coronel, magna cum laude. Asia Mackenzie Davis. Brandy Michelle Davis, cum laude. Sarah Lindsay Pfeiffer. Jessica Kathleen Ginter, cum laude. Mackenzie Blake Hedrick, cum laude. Lacey K. Henry, summa cum laude. Crystal Nicole Honecker. Amy Saunders Honeycutt. Samantha Nicole Jocelyn. Holly Renee Knight. Catherine Marie Lawson, magna cum laude. Anna Bell Liskey, cum laude. Denise Marie Mason, cum laude. Sarah Nicole Osborne. Kelsey Lynn Redding. Johanna Marie Spencer, magna cum laude. Carson Lane Swope, cum laude. Carly Day Tate, cum laude. Emily Erin Turner, cum laude. Mallory Kirkland Vaughter. Kayla Lee Webb, cum laude. Associate of Applied Science and Medical Laboratory Technology, Krista Lynn Barron, cum laude. Carol Lynn Cavallero. Jacques Allen Desdunes. Adrian Michelle Drop. Misty Lynn Frankenberry, cum laude. Stephen Andrew Gamboa. Jenny Shelton Johnson, also with a Career Studies Certificate in Biotechnology. Allison Grace Magnet. Carlene Chevalier Myrtle, magna cum laude. Rachel Nicole Waddell, summa cum laude. Associate of Applied Science degree in Nursing, Ashley Jenkins Arriaga. Casey Lynn Ashworth. Melissa D. Bates. Thomas J. Biggio. Ashley Nicole Kalis. Robert Allen Cruz. Dottie Dangal. Linda Marie Davis, cum laude. Joanne Maria Ortega de Vera. Brianna Renee Dillon. Adrienne Hope Farley. Nicole Ann Frederick. Erin Kelly's Gunter. Megan Renee Huff. Tanya Jurgen, cum laude. Esther W. Caranja. Lori Jean Cruza, cum laude. Carrie Lee McKnight. Ulissa Pamela Mendez Salvador. Kristen Noel Mills. Melissa Kathleen Mitchell. Treva Renee Motley. Amon Serena Mobadine. Esther Hayum Park. Rachel Ann Reed. Megan R. Reynolds. Sarah I. Ryder. Monica Shanique Saunders. Devin Cheyenne Smith. Alyssa Michelle Spradlin. James Michael Staples. Elena Kathleen Thompson. Ashley Marie Watts. Dorothy Lynn Whitmore. Associate of Applied Science and Radiation Oncology, Melora Lee Bush, summa cum laude. Camden Page Canfield, summa cum laude. Noelle Andriana Carrasco Perez, cum laude. Gabrielle Eileen Dobson, summa cum laude. Mackenzie Shane Duncan, summa cum laude. Lydia Carol Eichler, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Guzman, summa cum laude. Jason Matthew Kretzer, summa cum laude. Ashley Nicole Licinto. Dion Lakeisha Mack, cum laude. Claire Michelle Miller, magna cum laude. Diane Renee Parisi. Carrie Jo Rollins, cum laude. William Chase Sizemore, magna cum laude. Vanessa Janice Vega, magna cum laude. David Edward Walker, summa cum laude. Ariel Jane Williamson, summa cum laude. Associate of Applied Science degree in Radiography, Delaney Lynn Anderson, summa cum laude. Courtney Huff Cox, magna cum laude. Tyler Edward Krantz, cum laude. Isabel Grace Edwards, summa cum laude. Christina Lee Hale, cum laude. Sarah Nicole Hanley, magna cum laude. Lakin Kathleen Jennings. Michelle Ann Justice, magna cum laude. Samira Ray Cast, cum laude. Kayla Renee Lester, cum laude. Heather Renee Laughlin, magna cum laude. Brianna Lynn McKinnell. Tracy Lee Michaels. Megan Kathleen Reynolds, cum laude. Brandy Lynn Rogers, cum laude. Kayla Marie Sloggett, magna cum laude. Scarlett Rebecca Ware, magna cum laude. Remington Lee Williams, cum laude. Certificate in Exercise Science and Personal Training, Allison Renee Horn. Certificate in Practical Nursing, Savannah Lee Bryant. Elizabeth Ann Dewey. Brooke Lee Garrettson. Kristen Elizabeth Hopkins. Jocelyn Wong, cum laude. Tammy L. Cobb. Stephanie C. Shrewsbury. Ariana E. Smith, cum laude. Career Study Certificate in Magnetic Resonance Imaging, Tara Rayshon Gonzalez Wilson. Career Study Certificate in Phlebotomy, Elizabeth Diane Bradbury, also with Certificate in General Education. Breen Michelle Hull. Adrienne Michelle Jones. Daria Rose Kay. Charlotte Miranda McCauley. Erica Danielle Wolf. Kristen Renee Wright.
Harley Nicole King with a certificate in general education. Christy Lynn Martin, also with a certificate in general education. Corey Todd McCall, summa cum laude. Associate of Arts degree in Fine Arts. Anthony Paul Patudo also with a certificate in general education. Associates of Science degree in General Studies, Cassandra Ray Adkins, cum laude. Juliette Shamoun Albatni, cum laude. Austin Stephen Amos. Carol Ann Bailey, magna cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Antoinette Shineen Bean, also with a certificate in general education. Tiffany Ann Brandt, also with a certificate in general education. Amy Lynn Brown, also with a certificate in general education. Matthew Dane Coles, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Brendan Connor Colleran. Chad Michael Colwell. Lauren Christine Cook, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Brooke Riel Darby. Stephen Michael Aiken. Laura Elizabeth Erkey, magna cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Christian Galindo Torres, cum laude. Deborah Lynn Garrity. Nathan Scott Gray, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Lauren Melissa Hall, summa cum laude. Neil Patrick Harth, also with a certificate in general education. Deborah Frances Harvey, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Garrett Randolph Howard, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Amanda Lola Jenkins. Curtis Anthony Jones II, also with a certificate in general education. Dylan Michael Jones, also with a certificate in general education. Kenneth Allen Jordan II. Laura Catherine Kempf. Stephen King Jr. Amy Nicole Kallmeyer, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Shaheem Rakim Logan. Rachel Colleen Lyle, also with a certificate in general education. Jacob Taylor Martin, also with a certificate in general education. Lindsay Elena Mock, also with a certificate in general education. Damir Messick. Jacob Samuel Morgan. Howard Eugene Newbill. Zachary Patrick O'Neill, also with a certificate in general education. Blake Campbell Oakes, also with a certificate in general education. Rachel Nicole Overbay, magna cum laude, also with the certificate in general education. Megan Nicole Purdue, summa cum laude, also with the certificate in general education. Chloe Amala Pouchet, summa cum laude. Riley Jeremiah Caleb Ragland, also with a certificate in general education. Jonathan Reed Rhodes, also with a certificate in general education. Andrew Eugene Simmons, also with a certificate in general education. Chelsea Brianne Sink, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Garrett Skipper Stultz. Chelsea Renee Sumner. Heather Ann Weaver, also with a certificate in general education. Kaylee Morgan Wyman, summa cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Adam Jeffrey Wilkerson. Alexis Michaela Williams, also with a certificate in general education. Ivy Sky Windsor, cum laude. Christian Todd Woodruff. Hope Victoria Yearout, magna cum laude. Associate of Science degree in Social Sciences. Juliana Michelle Abbott, magna cum laude. Zachary Ballard Anderson. Kristen Noel Bailey, summa cum laude. Noah Nathaniel Blevins, also with a certificate in general education. Jennifer Marie Boone. Megan Paris Bowles. Andrew Cole Brown, also with a certificate in general education. Antonio Maurice Burris. Jamie Robert Camper, also with a certificate in general education. Cheyenne Jordan Carpenter, also with a certificate in general education. Hunter Alexis Cook, also with a certificate in general education. Natalie Alicia Cunningham, also with a certificate in general education. Wesley Leonard Davis. Sierra Blue Evans, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Joshua Robert Glover, also with a certificate in general education. Christy Michaela Hanshaw, magna cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Kelly G. Hopkins. Harry Carl Kicketh IV, magna cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Kimberly Dawn Leonard, summa cum laude. Stephanie L. Lineberg. Austin Paul Long. Valerie D. Lumsden, cum laude. Raymond Delmer Lundy III, also with a certificate in general education. Jack Lucas Palmer, also with a certificate in general education. Emma Nicole Pierman. Savannah Nicole Perdue, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Bailey G. Ratliff. Alexandra Gail Reed. Cody Randolph Shelton, cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Angela Marie Spasovich, magna cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Savannah Megan Stutz, also with a certificate in general education. Dominique Cherie Thomas, also with a certificate in general education. Callie Amanda Thompson, also with a certificate in general education. Briseda Urena. Ethan Garrett Wirtz, also with a certificate in general education. Associates of Science degree in Social Sciences, Special Education Specialization. Patrick Earl Benoist, summa cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Samantha Ray Cahoon, summa cum laude. Destiny Lynn Casey, also with a certificate in general education. Tilly Ann Colbert. Rebecca Marie Goins, also with a certificate in general education. Aaliyah Shamay Gray, also with a certificate in general education. Blake Austin Johnson. Cheyenne Brianna Miller. Michaela Lee Nunley, also with a certificate in general education. Corey Alexander Rawheisen, summa cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Elizabeth Hewitt Sheeler. Morgan Elizabeth Stanley, also with a certificate in general education. Associate Applied Science degree in Administration of Justice. Kayla Elaine Carter. Shantice Antoinette Cheatwood. Kimberly Renee Fink, magna cum laude. Brandon Thomas Firebaugh. Ian Thomas Hamrick, cum laude. Edward Lee Hodges. Chevelle Ariel Peterson. Karaniqua Shayante Smith. Jessica Michelle Thompson, cum laude. Associate of Applied Science degree in Communication Design, Michael R. Bean, Jr. Sean Andrew Ellis. Matthew Austin Fisher, cum laude. Stephen Andrew Fisher, cum laude. Emily Catherine Graham, magna cum laude. Joshua Caleb Hodges. Joshua Eugene Moore. Kavita Darman Rakuma Patudia. Devonte Deshawn Washington. Associate of Applied Science degree in Early Childhood Development. Alicia Rochelle Basham, summa cum laude, also with a Career Studies Certificate in Early Childhood Development. Brittany Nicole Chittum, also with a Career Studies Certificate in Early Childhood Development. Douglas Wiley Crawford, also with a Career Studies Certificate in Early Childhood Development. Jessica Lynn Radford, also with a Career Studies Certificate in Early Childhood Development. Lindsay Michelle Schaffer, magna cum laude, also with a Career Studies Certificate in Early Childhood Development and a Career Studies Certificate in Infant and Toddler Care. Christina Lee Smith, also with a Career Studies Certificate in Early Childhood Development. Associate of Applied Science degree in Human Services. Christian Manning Andrews Priest, magna cum laude. Alicia Caroline Baxter, cum laude. Melissa Marie Brown. Amy B. Carducci, also with a Certificate in General Education. Caitlin Brooke May Collins, also with a Career Studies Certificate in Entrepreneurship Plus. Angela M. Dooley. Rebecca Christine Fisher. Trisha Marie Gugino. Jessica Kaylin Hall, magna cum laude. Angela Renee Miller, cum laude. Hannah Margaret Miller, magna cum laude. Jennifer Nicole Miller. Thomas Lee Pennington. Justin Schuyler Rawheisen, summa cum laude. Desmond Everell Lee Shannon. Samuel Emerson Terrell. Kelly Renee Wright. Career Studies Certificate in Early Childhood Development, Stephanie Lynn Stewart.
Associate of Science degree in Engineering, Olivia Ann Arthur, cum laude. Thea Vanessa Avala. Isaiah Marshall Bernard, summa cum laude. Shane Lewis Campbell, summa cum laude. William Beverly Cathcart. Donald Stephen Dodson, summa cum laude. Alexi Tori Brittany Jean-Jacques, cum laude, also with a Certificate in General Education. Mahmoud Jamil Karmul, cum laude. Muhammad Walid Tamim Katana, cum laude. Associate of Science degree in Engineering with a Computer Science specialization. Ethan Harrison Farmer, magna cum laude. Sikander Kwan Hawa, also with certificate in general education. Jackie Tu Tang. Ryan Joel Williamson. Bradley Scott Wilson. Associate of Science degree in Science, Kayla Marie Adams. Nathaniel Bryant Clark, magna cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Madeline Ann Eckerman, magna cum laude. Anna Lucille Falls, summa cum laude. Danielle Page Fouts, magna cum laude. Skylar Lehman Gentry. Emily Hudson Hurst, summa cum laude. Andrew Stephen Lewis Jr., magna cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Cassidy Ann Peters, magna cum laude. Joseph Andrew Ratliff. Rahaf Zuhar Rusan, magna cum laude. Mohammed Nasser Sabag, summa cum laude. Sean Gerard Sims. Sarah Allison Sled, magna cum laude, also with a certificate in general education. Kaylin Nicole Walston. Zoe Alana Young. Associate of Science degree in Science Health Sciences specialization, Erin Marie Bohannon, magna cum laude. Anastasia Alexandra Breedlove. Ayla Leanne Coleman, also with certificate in general education. Kaylin Sue Dooley, cum laude. Tasha Maureen Duffy. Sydney Lee Gordon, summa cum laude. Melissa Grace Guffey. Abigail Virginia Hess. Catherine Grace Manis, summa cum laude. Nazir Hatham Muhammad Nazir, cum laude. Venetia Marche Moyer. Holly Marie Newcomb. Sarah Elizabeth Scott. Allison Elizabeth Walker, cum laude, also with certificate in general education. Kayla Jane Yates, also with Career Studies certificate in phlebotomy. Associate of Science degree in Integrated Environmental Studies, Molly Suzanne Austin, summa cum laude. Caitlin Alyssa Deaton, also with certificate in General Education. Andrew Robert Holden. Forrest Lang Kiger. Preston Wesley Metz. Kristen Brittany Perry. Associate of Science degree in Mathematics, Godfrey Forrest Cathcart, also with a certificate in General Education. Aaron Nicholas Clark, summa cum laude, also with certificate in General Education. Catherine Lynn Davidson. Jessica Paige Stevenson, magna cum laude. Associate of Applied Science degree in Architectural and Civil Engineering, Louis Allen Avancini, cum laude. Associate of Applied Science degree in Electrical Engineering Technology, Joshua Arthur Birch. Matthew Lee Hostutler. Matthew Aaron Robertson, cum laude. Associate of Applied Science degree in Mechanical Engineering Technology, Nicholas Andrew Grubb, cum laude. Elijah Gray Patterson, cum laude. Associate of Applied Science in Mechatronic System Engineering Technology, Brittany Nicole Abner, cum laude. Joseph Khaled Muhammad Al-Washta. Brian Christopher Allen Lineberg. Noah Cole Martin, magna cum laude. Joseph Aaron Nestor, summa cum laude. Nicholas Reed Peak. Kevin Lee Preston, Jr. Micah Thomas Rambat, magna cum laude. Emily Victoria Robertson, summa cum laude. Ji Zhang, summa cum laude. Associate of Applied Science degree in Technical Studies, Energy Management, Brian Joseph Catlin, magna cum laude. David H. Dixon. Associate of Applied Science degree in Technical Studies, Mechatronics Technology Specialization, Jason Bradley Chapman, magna cum laude. Tyler Sean Crows. Career Studies Certificate in Advanced Technology in Mechatronics, Riley Allen Marshall. Robbie Joe Spencer II.
graduating class of 2017, please stand. Dr. Sandel, these candidates for graduation have fulfilled or will fulfill this summer all of the graduation requirements for a degree or certificate. On behalf of the faculty, I present them to you as the graduating class of 2017.
By the authority vested in me by the State Board for Community Colleges, I hereby confer upon you the degrees and certificate in your respective fields. You may now turn your tassels. Audience, let's give them a great applause. What a great class. I'm proud of all of you. Please be seated. We're getting close. As never before, this nation needs institutions like Virginia Western Community College that recognize not only the dignity of the individual, but also the interests of the communities that we serve. Virginia Western is dedicated in providing the best in educational opportunities for our students, like these fine graduates. It has been my honor to work with our outstanding local advisory and educational foundation boards, faculty, staff, and students this past college year. This college will strive to meet the dreams and aspirations of the communities it serves. It is a joy to know that this college helps make those dreams come true. Now I ask Pastor Tom McCracken to come forward and offer the benediction.
May God continue to bless you and challenge you. May you always be surrounded by people who love you and support you. May you grow more fully in the man or the woman that God has called you to be and that this world so desperately needs. We ask this today in hope and great expectation that God will continue to do a great work in the things that He has already begun in you. Amen.
Thank you for attending Virginia Western Community College's 2017 commencement ceremony. Following the recessional, a reception in honor of the graduates will be held at the back of the arena. Please join us and congratulate them on their accomplishments. We also invite you to come to the stage area and the Virginia Western backdrop to take photographs as you would like.
you.